Welcome back, guys. I am Mellowseven, and this is Football Manager 2018. This is the beta, the early access on Steam, and we're going to get ready for our first real game of the season. We're going to take a look at our dynamics here, our team hierarchy. And you can see I've still got 4 players that support me, 1 that opposes me. I was up briefly to 6 players that supported me. Seem to have lost that. In fact, I had John Steed was one of them. I think one of the other guys in here, but that's okay. We can live with that. So, our first game is going to be against Coventry, as you can see up top there. Coventry was the team that got relegated down from the top division last season, so they should be a much better team than us. Don't expect to win it. We're going to go in playing our standard, but with a, you know what? I was going to play our normal tactic here, but I'm wondering if we play our other tactic. Maybe we come down here, we take Jorge Grant out, and we swap him for maybe Alan Smith. Why do I not see how... Let's insert some columns here. See, once we put them in, we get a role ability, but we're not getting anything else. Let's go insert coaching, current ability, and auto size all columns. Okay, that didn't really auto size them. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, so we put Alan Smith in there for defensive midfielder. Is that who we want to be our defensive midfielder? Our other option is Curtis Thompson. Do we have any other? No, Michael Connell's down. Okay, Alan Smith, a little bit not super happy with that one. I might say our other option is probably Curtis Thomas. Let's kind of flip him in here. Looks much the same, so we'll go ahead and stick with Alan Smith. Go with that. What's up, Copper Dog? My dog barked and went whining and come running in to see me, so I'm not really sure what's happening. But we are, however, going to stay on a counter mentality. And we're going to go back to a structured, because that's what we have been playing. I think something along those lines. Not great, but you know what? They have the advantage. I'm missing a player here. Why am I missing a player? Defensive center, defensive left, maybe defensive right should be in there. You know, we're going to put Nicky Hunt in there. Maybe. Maybe not. Injured, goalkeeper, Breesley, injured, Edwards. There we go. All right. Just because Nicky supports me, so I'm going to support him. All right, so a couple things have changed. Duffy refused to tutor anybody, so he's on my list of players to dump. He was listed as a starter. I moved him back to a rotation. He was not even going to crack anywhere in here. However, unfortunately, Sean Breesley, who's going to take his spot, is injured. He returns to training tomorrow, but today we're not going to risk it. So what we've done is we've gone ahead and we've actually put Hayden Hollis in as the starter, and we're going to run Duffy as the backup. Now, according to this, from a star standpoint, Duffy is a 3.5 star as opposed to a 2.5 star, but if we come in here, we can look. Hayden Hollis has a heading of 15, jumping reach of 15, which I like. Acceleration and pace are 9.7 with a strength of 14. His marking's not terrible. It is only a 10. His tackling's 11. And his positioning is 10. So his bad stats are not terrible. He's got some decent stats. If we come in and we take a look at Richard Duffy, there's a lot more green there, especially in the mentals. But his positioning is only a 12. His acceleration is 7. His pace is 7. His strength is a little bit less at 14. His jumping reach is only 11. His heading is 14, which is okay. His marking is a little bit better at 12. His tackling is about the same. And passing is a touch better as well. But all in all, I don't like Duffy. He's being a jerk face, and so we're going to sit him, essentially. And I think despite the star rating, it's kind of a crapshoot as to whether he is actually better at playing this specific position than Hayden Hollis is. So we're going to run with Hollis today. So let's go ahead. Let's see. We looked at dynamics already. 24 players in the team, including first 24 players at the club, including one in the first team, are considered very happy. Okay, lots of players of the nationality. We still have some players who don't have meaningful relationships. We have a number, meaning one. One is a number, I guess. But that's okay. We do still have 4 people who don't have a social group yet. I may have kind of hosed myself with this social group since Duffy's being, like I say, a jerk face. We'll just kind of have to see how that goes. I'd love to see these guys start to get into some other stuff. Amibi won't be here much longer because he's like 30, billion years old. Alessandra, I do like. I'd like to see him, and Nikki Hunt, I like. So we'll see if we can get them into some social groups. We might have to take a little bit of look to see what we can do to get that to happen. Training wise, from a team standpoint, we have knocked it over to fitness. We've dropped it down to average. We are still working match tactics for the moment. Medical center, we can take a look here. We do still have some very high risk players. Let's go ahead and go back to just our senior squad, though. Jonathan Forte is our only high risk. Breesley and Pindros are both increased injury risk. Both of these do have current injuries at the moment, though, are in the middle of recovery, so that may go away here shortly. And I think that's probably it. Let's go ahead and jump into a match. This will be our first match of the season, first match for everybody for the season. I'm not sure why I have green question mark or scout match. I'm assuming I'm scouting those matches and I have nothing going on those. That's my guess. We could take a look very quickly at scouting if you like. How many of these messages do we have? Currently available. What I've decided to do is for these people that just pop up and say, hey, I'm available, I'm just going to get an analysis report on them initially. And then if after that it looks like that they might be useful, we'll go ahead and scout them. All right, so we'll acknowledge that. If they say, there's this potential of 5, right? He's only 18, so I think we'll keep scouting him. It doesn't look like he's going to get any better. We're going to acknowledge that. So we can see that we are slowly building up our list of players that potentially anyway, that are scouted, that we have some sort of knowledge on. Not a huge number that we still want necessarily. We're still kind of looking at this top 5 or 6 here, I guess, that were useful. I guess we had 5 before. We signed one of them. We've managed to find another one that we like. So we're going to continue to do that. Assignments, next opposition, general focus, next opposition, general focus. So we may want to do some more specific assignments later, but for now, it is what it is. And you can see there's our knowledge, which is fine because we don't have the budget to be scouting Tanzania. So match preview, Coventry, they've got one guy doubtful. Amibi was suspended, not sure why, something that happened last season. I'm assuming he still had a suspension left over. Michael O'Connor's still out, 3 players doubtful. And we have good decision makers. Well, Coventry has good decision makers, but not good teamwork. So let us get into it. This is the team we're going to run. Our next match, which is the Check-a-Trade Trophy, we must start at least 5 people who started this match. You don't necessarily have to run a full starting lineup if you don't want to for that one, but you do have to have at least a few of those types of players there. And you can see they're just running a 4-4-2. They're expected to be quite a bit better than us. So, like I said, we've run back here. Let's jump back to our dressing room and, talk to team, calm. Let's go out there and pull up an upset. Nobody cares. Hand over to the assistant. Nobody cares. Head to the tunnel. Your first match. Ready to go out there and do what I came here, win soccer matches. Every match, yeah. In other words, no, I don't actually expect to win, but hopefully we'll play well. Oh my gosh. We're on the road. Clearly they're better because they have a real stadium. Although they have fallen on tough times, they're here with us now. So anything can happen. Let's see how it goes. Now they start out on the offense. We make a strike back, it looks like, through the center and on our right. And we've got a couple shots. They don't have anything yet, so our hopefully counter will work. I expect them to be a little bit aggressive. I'm not sure why Smith is complacent in a game we're expected to lose. Oh, damn it. I did actually change my tactics, but they didn't update for this tactic. So let's come here. Tactics, corners, load. I'll have to remember to do this last time too. I set this for the other one, but I forgot to come in here and adjust them for here. So let's make sure that we get those done. The base game no longer has a strategy built. It just has everybody standing here. The past one had one. It may not be a great one, but it actually did have one. We're going to confirm changes, and we'll go ahead and play again. This one doesn't really. It just has all the players standing there at the edge of the box not doing anything. So if you do start to play this, do check to make sure that your corner kick routines are updated. Because like I say, at the moment, they're not really a playable thing. That may just be because of beta. I'd like to think that they would give starting players something. People that are fresh to the game and don't necessarily have a huge amount of knowledge. Not that I have a huge amount of knowledge either. It's nice to know that one, even though it was still rolling in on goal, was not considered a threat and disappeared. Yeah, they've got more fouls. We've got more shots. We have a slight lead in possession at this point. I think that's going about as well as it could for us. Obviously just a straight draw would be excellent. I guess I have this audio off. I guess I could turn. I had it muted earlier because I was watching football while kind of putzing around on the computer. So, but we'll turn it back on. Maybe we'll get a little bit of crowd noise for the second half. Maybe not. They've caught up in shots. Possession, we still have a slight lead. There we go. That looks okay. Hopefully that's not going to be too much noise for the deal. So let's go dressing room. Players just, yeah. If everybody works hard, we'll win this. Maybe I'll go assertive. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. So far, Daniel Jones has played really well with 100% of his tackles won. John Steed has not played great with 4 offsides. I'm not terribly upset about that, although 6.4 isn't great. We'll give him another 15 minutes, maybe at 60, 65. If he's still playing poorly, maybe we'll swap to somebody with a little bit more speed. I think that's really going to be the killer for us with him. He just doesn't have a huge amount of speed. In fact, I was going to say if we mouse over him, we could see that. But, so maybe set pieces is where we really need to hang our hats because our guys are already up there. So let's see. Yates over to Smith. This can be ours. Or is this going to be a counter from them? I mean, who knows? It's already gone back and forth a little bit. Nazon tries to bring it forward, and he just shoots it. I guess that was technically theirs, but that wasn't much of a shot. So if I pause it real fast and we find Mr. Steed, we can see that acceleration of 6 and pace of 6. So his other numbers are good. He's just old. So let's actually go ahead. Oh, it's only 49. Let's give it a couple more minutes. We'll go up to 60, and then we'll swap him out for somebody with a little bit more speed, and we'll see what happens. We have so many older guys on the team. That's close enough. Let's go ahead and go to our sub. So I've got 2 guys here that could work as striker. So we've got Callum Sanders and Louis Alessandra. I've liked Alessandra. He's played well for me when we had him in. He's also not exactly young at 28 years old, but he does still have acceleration of 11 and pace of 10, which isn't terrible. Dribbling is 12. Finishing is a 9, which is a little bit lower than I'd like, but let's take a look at Callum Sanders. Now, he's a youngster, 21 years old, Welshman. Acceleration of 12, pace of 13, so he's by far the fastest of our guys. First touch is only 6. Finishing is still only 9. He's enthusiastic, and he's quick. So I'm kind of thinking maybe we run... You know what? I'm going to go with Alessandro on this one. Let's go ahead and get him in there. I'm not sure that he wants to do... Why was that a deep lying forward? I must not have changed that. Now, he doesn't mind being that, but I'm going to make him a defensive forward. He likes that being a little bit more. We're not going to put him on defense. We're going to put him on support. I apparently haven't gone through and adjusted these quite as much as I would like. Defensive midfielder. I don't want a deep lying playmaker. I would rather get him up a little bit. You know, we've yet to run the Carolero. This is the shuttler. So he's meant to just be a link between the two. Doesn't have to run quite as far. Let's go ahead and throw him up there. We already have a defensive midfielder here, although we're going to turn him into a ball-winning midfielder. And I thought I had all these done, but clearly I don't. And maybe we'll go deep-lying playmaker here. All on support. I think that's fine. Defense, defense, support, support. Lots of support. Maybe we'll put Hawkridge and Liam Walker here on attack. So we have a little bit of attackiness. Let's confirm that. We'll have to do a little bit of work if we're going to play this one again next time to adjust that a little bit. And let's hit play and see what happens. Hopefully we'll make some subs here shortly. Alessandra's in. All right. Jones already has a yellow, but he's looking calm. Smith is still looking complacent, which I'm not a huge fan of. We may have to, in fact, we're going to sub that out too. I'm not a fan of complacency at any time, and we know we have another defensive midfielder that we were kind of back and forth on, so we're going to go ahead and make that sub. Has anybody else been playing terrible? Liam Walker's not having a great day, but that is the extent of it. Let's go ahead and hit continue. And there we go. They're beginning to make their subs. 77 minutes in. We got a shot at this. Yates has it, feeds it up to Walker. Walker up to Alessandra. What's Alessandra got? Bad pass up to Hawkridge, but Phillips manages to get the back one, feeds it all the way back up to Hawkridge. Does he have a shot to get it back into the middle? He takes the shot. O'Brien just shoves it out. All right, so now we'll see. I think this is the second time probably, but we'll see our corner here. We've got a couple players in. They're supposed to go far post. Wasn't a very good corner. Yates just stands on it. Stokes takes it away from him easily. And he just kind of hangs back, doesn't even try to do anything. Good, our defense managed to get that one, deflect that back out. Oh, I thought maybe Alessandra was going to get that one. A little bit of head ping pong here. Alessandra manages to recover, gives it to Yates, and that is the end of the highlights. So I guess that was their scary attempt. Fairly even so far, 9 shots to 7. We do have the lead in possession, though, 57 to 43. We've got a couple yellows. They don't have any, although they do have been out-fouling us about 2 to 1. I'm just going to assume they're the bigger team. The ref is giving them the benefit of the doubt and not giving them yellows, despite the fact that they are clearly cheating. Feed it all the way in. Goalie gets up. We're still running back up goalie. He hasn't been bad. Colin hasn't. Stat-wise, he's actually pretty close. But our starter is still out on injury for a couple more weeks. And we are deep into penalty time. This is probably just the final highlight here, I'm assuming, rather than a legitimate scoring threat, although you never know. Vincenti wasn't able to get to that one, and that appears to be game. And we took a draw. We'll take that. Liam O'Brien was their best performer with a 7.2. Ours was Elliot Hewitt with a 7.3. John Steed, a 6.3 in the offside, and Chris Stokes with a 6.4. We may have to figure out what to do with John Steed. I don't know why I called him Josh. There's no Joshes up here. but maybe we need to slide him back as an attacking midfielder or something along those lines. Problem is I have a good attacking midfielder, so I'm not sure, but he is my captain, so we'll have to see how that goes. Yeah, I think that went fine. Everybody thought we'd get beaten. Good job. Everybody's happy with not sucking in pep talk, and the atmosphere among the squad is growing. I wonder if I need to do that every time. I'm not sure. I haven't been hitting end pep talk. I've just been going to leave match or whatever. I wonder if that doesn't lock it in. We don't get a lot of feedback in this game on when you click what actually happens. I did get an achievement unlocked for a clean sheet. A 0-0 draw, I'm not sure should be an achievement, but anyway, that is one of my negatives with this UI is I don't know when I click what happens or whether it matters. If I don't hit in pep talk, does that pep talk count? Or when I just walk out of the dressing room, does it just disappear and never ends? Do I have to lock it in with the end pep talk? And I don't know. Let's find out. Honors even at Rico Arena. Memorable day for Ryan Yates. Yates became the youngest player in the history of Sky Bet League 2. Low key affair. Quality was in short supply with both teams hardly managing a shot on target between them. And yeah, I've been in charge for 5 weeks. I'm not too upset with that. Walker makes a return to English soccer. And Rowett is looking at a player that we don't have. So that is it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. Maybe we'll come back. We do have that cup run. I'll see kind of how I'm feeling for that. We're not going to do a huge number of games per season necessarily, but there's no reason to rush through it either. Like I say, we're just trying to see the game at this point. And so we'll kind of play it by ear. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Was Football Manager 2018, the beta early access, and I'm Mellowseven. We'll see you next time. Cheers.